Welcome, welcome, welcome. Woo! Good morning, and welcome to one of our final phases of our new school. I'd like to welcome a host of very special guests. My distinguished guests here on the stage as well. I'd like to welcome Governor Carney, Senator David Sokola, Representative Frank Cook, Representative Medina Wilson Anton, who was a previous student of mine, Mayor Michael Przicki, members of our city council, if you could just wave, Dr. Keely Powell, our president of our Christina Board of Education, Dr. Claire O'Neill, our vice president of the Christina Board of Education, Mrs. Monica Moriak, member of our Board of Education, Mr. Donald Patton, member of our Board of Education, Dr. Naveed Bakker, another member of our Board of Education, Mrs. Alethea Smith-Tucker, there you go, member of our Board of Education, and Mr. George Evans, Esquire, long-standing president of the Christina Board of Education. I'd like to, I mentioned Donald Patton, and he stood. Thank you. Dr. Shelton, Dr. Dan Shelton, our superintendent. Members of our Reading Consortium, if you're here, could you please stand or wave? Welcome to you. And the members of our Wilmington Learning Collaborative. That's a huge group as well. Thank you all so much for being here. I'd like to also welcome our new neighbors and amazing neighbors, Whiting Turner. This is part of their show as well, but they have been some amazing leaders, neighbors to us here at Bancroft. And I'd like to welcome our distinguished community members, Bancroft staff, and scholars. This is such an exciting time for Bancroft. Woo! This is such an exciting time for Bancroft, Eastside, and the education community as a whole. A new school, can you believe it? Oh my goodness. While this year has been a very difficult year of loss of our beloved elementary leader, Mrs. Rella Reynolds, and my dear friend and mentor, Mr. Maurice Pritchett, with bated breath, we've watched the demolition of Drew and the rising of our new school from the windows and through the fencing and from the streets and while we're on the playground since last March. Our community, and especially our students, are so excited and truly, truly deserving of this state-of-the-art building where we will all teach, learn, and grow. Thank you, Governor Carney, for your investment in our future. While the school behind you is a landmark with decades of happy memories, history, and learning, we welcome with open arms a brand new learning space of which we can all feel proud to have in our community, do good for our community, and thrive in and for our community. With that said, I'm so proud to have been a part of this process and a part of this great state, great city, and amazing district. Welcome to the topping out ceremony of Christina's new Bancroft School on the east side of Wilmington. Let's go. I'd like to welcome Whiting Turner to the stage.
Thank you, Crystal. Good morning, everyone, and welcome again to our steel topping out ceremony for the new Bancroft School. I'm Frank Lero, Senior Project Manager with Whiting Turner, and it is truly an honor to be part of this event for the first new school constructed in the city of Wilmington, I think in over 50 years. I think I'm close on that. It has been quite a journey to get to this stage in this amazing project, and I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge those here today and those that have supported this project from the outset. The state of Delaware, obviously, Governor Carney's office and his staff, the Department of Education, the Office of Management and Budget, the Division of Facilities Management, along with the City of Wilmington, Mayor Przicki's office, the Wilmington Police Department, Public Works, the Department of Planning and Development, the Design Review and Preservation Commission, Parks Department, License and Inspections, City Council, and then into with Christina School District, Dr. Shelton's staff and office, the District Facilities Department, the School Board, and all the current Bancroft staff and teachers for their commitment, and our design partners, BSA Plus A, ABHA Architects, Guype Associates, Vandemark and Lynch, DCI McIntosh, Stage Consultants, and Corsi Associates, and our Whiting Turner Construction Management team. Thank you to all those that have supported this project through its journey and for their continued support through project completion. This steel topping out tradition has been around for hundreds of years, and as we continue that tradition today, our superintendent, Johan Banfield, will share a few more project details.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome again. As he said, my name is Johan Banfield, and I've been given the honor of being the lead superintendent on this new school. Today marks an important milestone for this project, and as you can see, things have changed just a little bit since we started last May. FR Binky Wrecking, our demo contractor, removed the Drew School where we found a really awesome time capsule. Eastern States Construction, our site contractor, removed Pine Street and widened Lombard and then brought in over 35,000 cubic yards of earth to the site, which is the equivalent of 2,900 dump trucks full of material. Mumford Miller, our concrete contractor, poured over 1,200 cubic yards of concrete, which became our building's foundation and concrete slabs. Joseph Rizzo and Sons laid over 30,000 block and 13,000 brick, 5 of which I laid, but I won't tell you where they are. But if you stand far back enough, squint your eyes just a little, tilt your head to the right, they almost seem passable. But I'll let you figure that out. And RC Fab, our steel contractor, erected over 2,359 steel members so far, which is over 1.5 million pounds of steel. And there are so many other elements that have gone into getting us this far. Every year, Whiting Turner selects a new theme, which we feel relates to our corporate focus. This year, the theme is working together safely. And even though our project team didn't come up with the theme, I feel that it couldn't be more relatable to the theme of this project. Working together. As we all know, the Bancroft School is a community school, and I'm here to tell you that it's taken a village to get this project to where it is now. Working together, we the contractors would like to thank our neighbors for working with us, Ms. Tompkins for putting up with the dust, Ms. Pratt for the flat tires, Mr. Yarno for the spray foam, Ms. Kendra for the lights, everyone for the late night concrete pours, the traffic, the noise, the parking, and the overall disruption of your life. Thank you for working with us. Working together, we the contractors would like to thank the Bancroft and Pyle School students and staff for working with us. Teachers for the parking, let's call it a situation. The custodial staff for accommodating our meetings and giving us access to the building. Ms. Greenfield and office staff for putting up with us, ringing the doorbell, and 99% of the times asking for a favor, which would more than likely disrupt your daily routine. We thank you. And hold on, and for the students for hopefully not allowing us to distract you too much while changing your routine as much as we have. All right, working together, we the contractors would like to thank the City of Wilmington for working with us and approving our sometimes strange inspection requests, our road closures, our noise variances, but mostly taken as much pride in this project as we have. Lastly, we'd like to thank, lastly, the dirt, the heat, this would not be possible. We don't have a lot of space, as you can see, to build this building, so it takes a lot of careful coordination to keep this train going. We thank you for putting up with our crazy demands and our wishful look-ahead schedule. Our Whiting Turner team would personally like to thank R.F. Binky, Gray & Sons, Eastern States, Mumford & Miller, Flow Mechanical, Superior Electric, Joseph Rizzo, ALN Construction, Gaudelli Brothers, Bear Industries, Narissa Building Company, ECA, Royals Commercial Services, CTA Roofing, Corrado America, Specialty Finishes, A&H Metals, Shields Electric, Generation Electric, GTA, M&M, Griffith Waterproofing, and Verdantis. And those are just the ones that's been here so far. We'd also like to thank RC Fab, our steel contractor, who will be hoisting the beam today. And last but not least, thank our Whiting Turner team for all your hard work. Please give us all, our village, our Bancroft community, a round of applause. Thank you. All right. Sorry about that. I was supposed to introduce the governor. All right. Let's welcome the governor to the stage. Thank you.
Hands together for this construction team. Hands together, please.
Thank you.
For the man who needs no introduction. It's great to be here with all of you. I can't tell you how much appreciation I have in my heart for everybody here in this space this morning. This indeed is a happy day, and one that's been a long time coming for me. Like many of you, I've been watching the construction from afar. Just a few blocks from here is the Carville State Office Building there on French Street. And my office is on the top floor of that building. And just about every day I come to the window to see the construction and see this beautiful school coming out of the ground. And it just makes me feel so good for what we can do when we decide to work together. What we can do when we decide to work together. And I want to just show my thanks and appreciation for all the folks who've been recognized, the people at the City of Wilmington, our contractors, Dan Shelton, Dr. Dan Shelton, and the board. The board, if you could stand up again, please. Thank you. I've had a lot of meetings in front of you, not mostly about the building. Everyone was pretty much in agreement with that. I know Dr. Powell's going to come and speak on behalf of the board in a minute. Many of you know that my father worked in this school district many years ago. And I used to listen to his stories when he would come home at night as we had dinner around the table. My mother was a teacher as well. She taught at a school, Ursuline Academy, not too far from here. What they taught me and what they taught their 9 children was that every child has the right to a good education to be successful in life. Every child needs a good education to be successful in life. And for me, that's what this school is all about. It's a building, just a building for sure. But it clearly is a symbol of our commitment to the children that attend this school. It's a symbol. And it also gives the teachers and staff and faculty and parents a wonderful facility in which to do their work. And we know that they deserve that. It's more than just a structure. It's a change maker. And again, it's a symbol of our commitment to the children. For me, it'll be a target for other schools that live in this community, which I learned as we were knocking on doors to get approval for the Wilmington Learning Collaborative, that you have children and parents that live just a couple blocks from here. that bypass the existing Bancroft and go to a school somewhere else, maybe a charter school or another school in a different district. I would almost guarantee that those parents will make the decision to come to this beautiful new school just a few blocks away. What do you think about that? And as everyone has said so far, this is about teamwork. It's about teamwork and a lot of folks working together to get it done. This is the first school that will be built in the city of Wilmington, new school in many, many years. And it's being built, importantly, with 100% state funding. 100% state funding. It would not happen without that. And there's one person I'd like to single out. In right from the beginning, 100%, and he does not represent a district in this city. Senator Sokola, if you could stand up and be recognized, because we know how important it is. And obviously the other members of the General Assembly supported those proposals in the capital budget each year. But this day is really about these children. It's about these children, the teachers, faculty, and staff that work with them every day, and our commitment to them and to their success through this building, through the Wilmington Learning Collaborative, through opportunity funding, all the things that we have done. Maurice Pritchett was the principal, the long-term principal, the symbol of all the educators who poured their heart and soul into this building and the children who attended there. I had great memories myself as a fairly unsuccessful coach in the Storeman's Classic. This was ground zero of the Storeman's Classic for 20 or 30 years. And it certainly opened my eyes to so many children that I came into, young adults actually, till I came into contact, and my sons as well when they were old enough to play. And as I close, I just can't think of a better way to connect the past with the future than to name this building after our beloved Maurice Pritchett. I'm pretty sure I don't have the power to do that, but I certainly have an opportunity to suggest that it be done. And I think the important thing, for those of you who knew who Maurice, with a big smile every day. In fact, when his son Andre walked up, I thought I saw a ghost because he looks exactly like Maurice. But he, like all the educators that he led, poured their heart and soul into these children. And you talk to anybody you meet that's 30, 40, 50 years old, and they'll tell you how important Maurice was to their life. This building will be important to the children, and we ought to name it after him. Thank you very much. I didn't know what a topping off thing was. I thought it was like a recipe for a drink or some kind of delicate food. But it's really more important than that because it is the symbol of progress, and that's what this is all about. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. You know, my job can be difficult from days to day, particularly when you're in a global pandemic and you're asking people to do things they really don't want to do. Fortunately, I'm able to serve in a state like ours, where our reputation, which is supported by our actions, is that we find a way to work together. That's certainly my relationship with the district and its board members, and you're going to hear from Dr. Powell, not next, but after, my good friend and the mayor of the city, who we work together on a daily basis for all the issues and challenges that we face in the city. And I know that nothing is more important than him, than the education of our children. Mayor Mike Brzezicki.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you so much. You're quite right about how important this is. It's exceeded expectations so far. I came in and I got assaulted by a bunch of the kids, and they're all jumping around me, and we had this great picture taken together. And then one child, who was obviously an A student, said, "Mayor, you've been a great mayor." So it's just like, my day has just started off so well. Governor, you're so right about this building. It's not only a place where our kids learn, it's a symbol of how much we respect, love, and regard them and their futures. And I can't help but feel that children will internalize that. I can't help but feel that a child walks up to this building and says, wow, people care, right? For all the rhetoric over the years and realities, that the kids went to schools where maybe they felt like, or they lived in neighborhoods where maybe they felt nobody cares. Here's a place where they go and say, boy, somebody really cares about me. I think it's fair to say that it was the governor's commitment early to build this building that made us in the city dedicate the greater portion of our ARPA funds to the east side of Wilmington. I always tell my colleagues on council, if you try to do everything, you'll get nothing done. You've got to focus and do something really well. And I couldn't imagine a place that deserved our attention more than the historic East Side, where there are so many memories of the people I know in these communities who said, I grew up on 7th Street. I grew up 2 blocks away. And they know this community, and they care deeply about them. You should know that we are spending $20 million in ARPA funds and leveraging that up to probably $100+ million on the East Side alone. We're tearing down the blighted houses. We're rebuilding brand new in lots. We're rehabbing the vacant houses. We're working with the land bank. We've got so many partners committed to this thing, and I promise you that not only will this be a symbol, a magnificent symbol on the East Side, you will not recognize the East Side when we're done. We're doing so many things that improve the lives of our children here in the city, and we just couldn't be any more grateful for the great attention that the governor has made of this. I feel slightly inadequate, Juanita. All I can do is rename a street. I can't rename the school. But just in case, I can't imagine, Governor, I can't imagine this thing losing that momentum that you just gave it. But just in case they don't rename the school, we are renaming this street to Maurice Pritchett Way. So you won't be going down 7th Street anymore. You'll be going down Pritchett Way. And I can't imagine anything more deserving. John Carney, thanks so very much for this. This is a gift to the city like no other. And I just know when it's all said and done, this will be a blessing that'll endure for decades and decades, and we're so happy. Thank you all. So good to be with you.
You're fine. Good morning. My name is Keely Powell, and I am the president of the Christina Board of Education, and I am here to represent my board colleagues who have been acknowledged earlier and thank them. So it's my pleasure to be here today to stand with our partners in the community and at the state to commemorate this huge milestone. I'm happy to say that we are also very thankful for the collaboration and support that includes 100% state funding for this project. This has allowed the city of Wilmington to see the first new school built in generations. And we recognize as a board through this process that there are, of course, unique challenges in making this happen, but we are very thankful to the governor, our legislators, the city, and the school district, and others who work diligently and collaboratively to make this happen. We are so excited about the future of our students, and I see there's a lot of them here today, as they learn and grow in this amazing, brand new, and state-of-the-art educational space, which is what all of our students deserve. I know that we're proud to serve on this board to ensure that this happens for our students. Thank you to everyone who collaborated to make this happen, and thank you for their cooperation, coordination, and generosity.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Dan Shelton, and I am the very proud superintendent of the Christina School District. Today literally tops off an amazing achievement, a brand new state-of-the-art school here on the east side. Thank yous go out to everyone who's played a part in making this happen, because this doesn't happen on accident, and this project didn't happen by referendum or by formula. It came to happen because a large group of people working together, leaders of our community, there were partnerships, there were negotiations, and there were obstacles to overcome. But for a project like this to come to fruition, what it really takes is leadership. Governor John Carney, I can't thank you enough for being that leader that saw this. The vision for our students to make sure that they'd have a building they could be proud of, a facility where they could learn in this modern era. The building behind us is an awesome building with lots of memories, but it was built in the 20s. This building behind us is state of the art, giving our students exactly what they need. So you guys that are all standing in the back rack there, this building isn't for the adults up here that have been talking or the adults that are sitting here to celebrate today. Look across the street there. That building's being built for you. That building's being built for your brothers and your sisters and the kids that are going to come behind you. I loved what everyone says, and I don't want to reiterate everything everybody said, but it is critical that this is a symbol of the commitment that we have to the education of our students. I want to thank a couple other key players, some that haven't been mentioned yet. Saran Cade, our Director of Finance, he has done an amazing job working with us to make sure that this project would have the right budget and students would get exactly what they deserved. We have a number of our legislators that are here. Tizzy Lockman also walked in. I wanted to make sure we recognize her. Oh. I also want to make sure to recognize, again, Mayor Przicki for your work. And your team has done an amazing job. I want to point out Tom Ogden, who I also know is here. The work of the planning department and the group to help us overcome obstacles. This project didn't get done as quickly as it did without the help of members of the city team. So I can't thank you guys enough. I want to thank our school board, who's not only been committed to this project, but also the Wilmington School Plan before it and the Wilmington Learning Collaborative, which comes behind it. Our architects from ABHA and BSA, thank you so much for making sure that we had the building that we needed, and Whiting Turner for making sure it's being built and right. Of course, I want to thank my team for the work that they've done. Our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Deirdre Joyner. Our CFO, Dr. Chuck Longfellow. And our Supervisor of Facilities and Maintenance, who's been supervising this project, George Wicks. A building doesn't make a school. The people inside are what make the school. It's the students, it's the teachers, it's the staff, it's the administration, and it's the families that come together with a common interest of educating our children. That's what makes a school. We lost a tremendous leader last month. I really wish Maurice Pritchett could be sitting here with us to see what we're seeing today. Of all the leaders who've worked to improve the lives of the children on the east side, I think few would argue Mr. Pritchett was on top of that list. Thank you, Anita, and your family for coming. The work doesn't end with the building. We are currently working to improve student outcomes for the city of Wilmington through a new initiative called the Wilmington Learning Collaborative. This is a monumentous partnership between the state and the 3 districts that operate schools here in the city of Wilmington. There's no other partnership that I've found in the nation with the same mission, goals, and makeup of what we're trying to accomplish here in Wilmington. We're focused on one thing. How do we improve the academic achievement and the future of our young people? The work will not be easy, and it may not move as fast as many would like it to. But we're all committed to doing what's right for children, making sure that all of our children have the resources they need to be successful in education. It's our number one priority of this school district, but it's the number one priority of everyone involved in the Wilmington Learning Collaborative. It should be the number one priority of all of us. Our children are our future. We need to ensure that we have the tools and skills to lead the nation and our home here in Delaware. As we look at the steel and the brick behind us, remember, it isn't the school. The school's what goes on inside. The building is something for us to look at and to be proud of. It's going to be the home of education for students on the East Side and Southbridge. Now the real work begins, making sure what goes inside of that building will be successful and make sure that we continue the tradition of support and of family, and most of all, of kids first. Thank you all for coming today and celebrating. Let's get that big bean up on the building. At this time, I'm going to invite the governor and members that have spoken. If they have not yet done so, please go around with members of Whiting-Turner to sign the beam. And once we clear the area and make sure it's safe, we're going to raise that thing up and put it on the building. And if you don't mind, please give a round of applause for the Bancroft Drumline, who's going to entertain us as we prepare for this beam rising. All right, here it goes.